there. Hey, welcome back to the Rift. We are casting the Ball State University, Michigan State University second game of the night. So everybody's gonna be getting back here into a line. The entire squad of MSU rushing down here to the bot side. Looks like they're looking for a little bit of cheese.
Quick recap for the first 5 minutes. Then we'll get up to Alright.
I hope you guys don't mind. You didn't get to see it the first time, so that's all right.
We were playing it a second time just for you.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? This is League on Demand. That's what you get here. But no, we are sorry for that.
MSU.
So.
We do see them coming for an invade. They're trying the same strategy where they're trying to get ahead in the early game and then transition that into a win.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, exactly. Over on the side of BSU, yeah. This comp though, it's interesting. Jupiter Jugs being caught out a little bit, going to be traced off by Dreyer and Celsius.
They're largely trying to test their limits and try to see what they can get away with right now. They know that their main carry in the early game is the jungle, and so they're trying to make sure that he's shut down. They don't want him to get the red.
Right, absolutely.
Jarvan is a bully levels 2 and 3, more so than a lot of other champions, and so they're trying to make sure that he doesn't get this ability to bully nearly as hard. Especially because they have Nunu, who's a fantastic counter jungler.
Really, what always makes me laugh in a lot of these in these matchups where you do have a counter jungler against a counter jungler is both of them counter jungling each other, but then realize they themselves got counter jungled. And so it all just kind of cancels out across the way. Yeah,
Jarvan does end up stealing the red buff. He's going to get his as well, and that's going to lead to him having a huge advantage over the Nunu. Nunu can still farm because he's got the blue buff, but it's just not going to be nearly as quick.
Right, exactly. I mean, he's going to be behind in levels a little bit. He's going to have to attempt to make up with that either through lane ganks or just by attempting to re-invade down onto the Jarvan.
And bot lane seems to be taking this in stride. They're going to use this pressure. They're going to be sure to bully and try to force their way into the BSU's turrets.
Yeah, with the amount of harass that you can get out of Isaiah, it's really easy to shove back onto Cherry Pops, who is on this fairly short range Tristana. Jupiter Jugs also taking quite a bit of damage from Celsius with that Aftershock. Rather than taking Grasp of the Undying, that's actually a very bold choice. I commend him for that. Bellows Breath coming out. Serotonin trying to get, again, a little more harassed. They're trying to shove Cherry Pops down. Looks like Dreyer has been spotted up here in his topside jungle. Cheney coming in, trying to just be a living ward for his team. Make sure that they know where Dreyer is at all times.
Nothing ends up going down in top lane because he is aware that the Jarvan's there and he's going to try to dive him. He is pushing out to make sure that Jarvan cannot fight him.
Yeah, absolutely. And because there's a lot of, they're doing a lot to be able to secure their vision. They know that, hey, if you don't see Jarvan, probably be careful because he's most likely taking Nunu. They knew that he had just finished his topside red, and so it was likely that he was going to be coming back through and attempting to find Dreyer up there in his topside.
He does find them. That's just not something that ends up working well for him, so they end up backing off. Now, if we talk about bottom lane real quickly, one thing that I always see, especially in, when I talk to friends of mine in low elo, is they believe that top lane, because of its bruiser-heavy oriented lane, it is the kill lane. But in reality, the kill lane is bottom lane. As you can see, people are scared because you have Braum, who's easily able to force him off. If he gets the stun, it's going to mean a lot of damage, and because he has the Xayah to back him up, that person gets CC chained, that person gets rooted, stunned, and they just can't lane at that point. So they're trying to play back. They're getting pushed in their tower, and they're trying to farm there.
Yeah, and I really like the synergy between the two of them because you do have Xayah who has the Featherstorm available to be able to pop off that Braum passive a lot faster. Right, prop the Feather Storm after you get Serotonin hitting him with the Winter's Bite, and they'll be stunned extremely quickly. So you see Cherry Pops and Spooky playing so far back because they're so afraid of that stun landing. If that lands, the early damage from Zaya will pop them. More trading going down on the top side. Really, it's just two real big tanks smacking into each other over and over again. Which is actually really funny from a really funny change from the last game, where you had the Renekton who's very aggressive, tries to bully you out of lane. Now you have Celsius on this Ornn doing kind of the same thing, but just not quite as quickly.
He has been taking some rough trades, so there is points where he is getting bullied. It's just that he's about to hit that point in which he can just power spike better than him. He's got an item straight from the shop, so he is an item up on Shen. And Shen's gonna have to take this wave as quickly as he can once it like pushes into his tower, and then he's gonna have to back. Otherwise, he's just gonna fall behind the Ornn.
That's part of the beauty of being able to pick up the Ornn. Why Ornn? Just another reason why Ornn is such a strong pick. Because you don't even have to leave lane in order to be up on your opponent. Back up to your tower, use your passive, and get that extra item for yourself. Next thing you know, your opponent is staring down at you while you've got a Ruby Crystal build, which I believe he actually went for the Glacial Shroud.
In bot lane, if you get a longsword up on your opponent, you have this huge advantage. Think about it in top lane, where the mechanics for like pushing waves is more intense, and you have a Glacial Shroud. That's not 350 gold, that's over 1,000 gold difference right there. That's huge.
Exactly. And picking up that early armor is so good. One thing that's really important to remember is that armor is such a good investment early, and then investing in health late is the best way to go.
Once you have that armor stat built up, and so you have this very high effective hit point build.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, think about it this way. So 1 cloth armor, and I could be wrong on this, but from what I remember, 1 cloth armor actually reduces the amount of damage done by 33%, and then it's diminishing returns afterwards because I mean it scales. Ooh, Call of the Forge God coming out. Will they be able to pick up Jupiter Jugs?
League of Stopwatch.
Gold in underneath the tower.
Does it save Jupiter Jugs? That's... Oh, it does not. Nunu comes in
down
with the first blood.
That was a really good pickup for Dreyer, and a really, really fantastic ultimate coming out of Celsius. That Call of the Forge God, being able to engage from so far away helped him out so much there. Not even having to walk underneath tower in order to ult Jupiter Jugs and make him pop his stopwatch. So now they know that's down. So
there's just this tremendous amount of pressure that's coming from jungle now because Nunu has a kill, and so he's probably going to be a little scarier than Jarvan. Not immediately, because Jarvan still has his EQ combo, but because he's just going to scale up better, and they already have the momentum from winning the first game. That's definitely leading him into the second game.
Yep, absolutely. Alright, so it looks like Chain's just going to continue clearing out his side of the jungle. Possibly prepping for a gank here in the mid lane. Looks like the blue is being passed off now to Lodebach. He's going to run over there. Dreyer is kindly giving him that. Spooky trying to get a little bit of return damage down onto Roger. Not going to really do a whole lot. But it's a little bit. Does what he can.
Definitely going to see stuff happen in the bot lane soon. We have Nunu coming down on that side. We have this Tristana get to the point where she can start bursting people with her mind.
It does have the BF sword
combo.
ready now.
Oh, and she has a high amount of AD. And so it's all up on Shen and Janna to protect their carries. If they can't, then we're going to see some carries quickly pop. And
both teleports are still ready here in the top lane. So if something does happen, ooh, wow, yep, lots of pings going down on the bot side.
Nunu and Jarvan are posturing bot. Teleports are up. Oh, and the plays are coming in.
EQ and the ultimate coming out of Chain. He will jump onto Dreyer, taking him very low. Ultimate coming out of Serotonin. Glacial Fissure will find 3 members, and Dreyer falls down as well. The
3-man ult from Ornn. Coming in to disengage them.
Is coming in hot. All right, looks like the ultimate coming out as well from Roger. Will end up taking out a member of his own. Tristana, however, turning back around, will end up falling to Jupiter Jug, who tries to get out, but that is 4 members down for the side of Ball State University, and 3 members. Wow, well, there's the 4th down for the side of MSU. Unsatisfied.
It could very well be
a little
fine.
bit close. Yeah. Yeah, Unsatisfied getting a little uncomfortably close to Loadbach there. Gets out with his life, but questionable choice taking that blast cone over.
That's probably one of the worst feelings in solo queue. When you come in, you're like, all right, I've got this blast cone, I'm safe, and then you see the Orianna with the double buffs coming right at you. That's I still have nightmares from my solo
you just
queue
can't
games.
get away from it. Yeah, no, that's not a pleasant feeling, especially when you thought that blast cone was your ticket out.
Top of that, Orianna's 3-1. Lodbox getting fed again, and he's going to be using this to his advantage. He's going to be there for a lot of fights, and he's going to be making a lot of plays.
Yep, ridiculously scary right now. Also, take note, we do have, you can see the magical boots, slightly magical boots coming out for 3 members. 3 players overall. You have them on Lodbach, have them on Unsatisfied, and also you have magical boots coming out for Roger as well.
Well, when you play AD carry, you're not going to be building anything besides damage early on. You need that damage to win the lane. And so combined with that, you also have this extra gold that you get from the magical footwear. You're basically effectively getting 350 gold in value.
Yeah, exactly.
And so these builds are being accelerated a lot more quickly than a lot of other people's builds. We're probably going to see the 2 items out of Tristana faster than we're going to see them out of Ornn at this rate.
Yeah, I'd agree. Oh, also another thing to mention. There are 5 stopwatches total. That are still active at least. I think 6 stopwatches. Wow. Alright, well, another ultimate out of Cheney will jump onto Dreyer. Dreyer continues to walk out. He's locked down by Unsatisfied. Glacial Fissure coming out. Will not end up dropping him, but the ultimate backwards by Spooky ends up blasting Unsatisfied back, who will actually ult himself
BSU is
out.
playing volleyball with MSU, but it doesn't seem to work out for them.
Oh, wow. Going golden. Roger's just taking down 3 members.
Oh, the timing on the stopwatch is heartbreaking.
That was beautiful. So well executed.
Exactly what happened to Rise in the last game. That ended up costing them the game. This is not going to be as serious, but it's still something where if you're playing, if you're the person with the stopwatch, you're like, I wish I could time that just a bit better.
Yeah, yeah, because you only have it once. You know, and then it's gone. Like I'm betting Jupiter Jug still wishes he had hit all of that. I mean, but Unsatisfied getting out of that, by the way.
I wouldn't say that for Jupiter Jugs because he still did. Ultimately, he did burn the flash, and that's a very valuable cooldown to have up.
You know, I will give you that. Yeah, he did get rid of that, so that is really good for him.
But with Zaya, she got the 3 kills, she got everything, and then, you know, it's like I could have avoided that. And with a lot of high elo players, that's just one of the things that they try to do. They try to avoid these deaths. They try to minimize any sort of casualties they have on their side, and so that's why it's going to be something that really stings.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, looks like Serotonin attempting to go in on Cherry Pops. Will not find anything there. Roger clearing out the wave. Also won't find anything on the Spooky. They're trying to fight this one out a little bit, though. Ooh, stuff coming out. Ooh, and Roger will end up dropping Cherry Pops down. Going after Spooky a little bit too. Roger's going to continue clearing out this wave as Serotonin tries to find an opening for themselves. Cheney in the background though, continues auto-attacking, and there is the ultimate Cataclysm jumping onto Spooky for the kill.
Roger has a very large amount of gold, and so his team's like, all right, if we can focus on getting him, if we can take his lead and press it even farther, we're going to win this game very easily.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So Jarvan comes in, you've got the Rise coming in, and Roger's been playing this as well, or really well too. He's like, all right, Tristana did not try to avoid the Braum or the Winter's Bite, and
right.
That means she doesn't have her ultimate or her jump, and I can jump in and I can kill her.
Ooh, it looks like Lodbach with the ultimate and will catch the 3 members, but going down himself. Dreyer also popped his ultimate as well. The ultimate coming in from Jupiter. There goes. Yeah, there goes ultimates all across the board. Celsius attempting to find Unsatisfied here. They will end up taking him down in the back line.
Killed. They just need to get this so they can reset on Tristana.
Yeah. Which, so they'll get that, but it doesn't look like they're trying to do anything too much with that. Cherry Pops, does continue to go in though. Trying to find Serotonin, won't be able to take him out just yet. Roger still at full health. Takes Spooky down dangerously low. Cherry Pops hanging in there, trying to deal as much damage as he can. This guy's backwards.
He gets engaged on. He can't do much. He used his mine on a minion, and so that wasn't able to pop.
Right. Yeah, he loses a decent amount of damage by prematurely trying to farm with that. I don't know if there was a lot of communication as far as, hey, let's continue chasing this, or if he just decided to use it there, but I think if he had had that up, he probably would have gotten a kill onto at least Serotonin.
At the very least, he would have had his W up so that he wasn't getting pressured by the Jarvan. Jarvan could have probably come in and taken that kill because he was like, hey, this jump is not up. We could probably capitalize on that.
Even though Michigan State has been using, going in for a lot of these really brave plays, right? It is nice to see that they are also tempering themselves as well in the way they hadn't been doing in the previous game.
They're definitely respecting that BSU can group as a team and team fight very well. And
especially
so
that
trying to avoid that.
Cherry Pops Tristana.
Cherry Pops has come back from a deficit and used that to win the last game, and so they know he can do that again this game.
Yeah, very scared right now. All right, Rip Skiddler gonna go over to the side of MSU. They're posturing around this dragon. Ocean Drake is gonna be very contested right now. Oh, Wind Drake. My mistake.
That's definitely an ocean.
It's an ocean? Okay, all right. Then I had it the first time and I was like, oh boy. All right, clearing out a little bit more vision.
It's not one that's too high in value, but just having those dragons is a good threat for the late game. Once you hit 35 minutes and the Elder Drake is up, you're like, hey, that team is getting a lot of true damage. We can't let them do that.
If you can stack enough oceans, it becomes very, very valuable, especially if you can pull off like 2. If you're with the way that MSU is playing right now, right, where they dedicate all of their members to 3 members of BSU, try to catch somebody out, they'll take some damage and then be able to walk away from that, and 30 seconds later, they'll all be at full health. So I think that that's why they had wanted that so badly. And on top of that, you do have BSU who do that a decent amount with the amount of siege potential that they have. Being able to sit under those towers and heal up while you're doing it, it can come in a lot of handy. So it makes sense that they were fighting over that one a little bit.
I think another thing is they don't have a lot of objectives they can take on the map right now. Ornn is out trading the Shen. Orianna is making sure that the waves are pushed enough that they cannot siege. And so they're like, all right, we'll take whatever objectives on the map. Give us them all. We'll take them.
Right.
And so they went for the Dragon, Rift Arrows down. They're looking to get whatever they can. Like, waste no time, be as efficient as possible. And I do admire MSU for that. They're doing a real good job with that. Even down to keeping cooldowns.
Yeah, I agree. Also, just if we could take a minute to mention, it looks like they might be posturing for Baron as soon as that comes up. So we could probably be expecting a 20 to 25 minute Baron coming in soon.
Nunu
they're laying down that vision.
Nunu is infamous for how quickly he can take Barons. If he has a Azir on his team, he can take it within 30 seconds of 20 minutes. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, the Blood Boil paired with the paired with the Consume, right?
And the AP boost has made it even more intolerable to play against.
Yeah. like the pairings there are almost borderline toxic. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually do end up going for that. Baron is now live. Celsius being penned in here a little bit by Jupiter Jugs. It looks like, yeah, Cheney's gonna be on his way. All right, Dreyer coming in from the back too will try to help him disengage. The flag and drag coming in from Cheney to try to get in there. It doesn't look like they're gonna find anything. Jupiter Jugs and Cheney taking a bit more damage than I think they were comfortable with, trying to disengage a little.
I think they were expecting MSU's bot lane to get there earlier, and so they went in a little more aggressively and they took too much damage. That's not gonna be good for them when posturing around this. And it's gonna give Ball State some time to catch back up in and be like, hey, we want to join this fight too.
Exactly. Especially with how aggressively Ball State is positioning around the Baron. Again, I give them maybe 5 minutes before they decide to take that.
If there's another ace, it's gonna be very, very soon. There's a lot of tension going on, a lot of pressure, and we can expect it to come. We can expect it to come to a boil very soon.
Would you say a blood boil?
Moving
Okay,
on. Anyways.
Thank you. Well, I mean, there's more. See, now they're just trying to clear out waves, right? Right now, all that Michigan State wants to do is shove out waves, make it dangerous for Ball State to be able to actually go take that Baron. Because if they allow top and mid lane to be pushed any further, ooh, wow, all right. Ultimate coming out from Cheney goes golden. Stuck here in the back lines.
Ray are doing a great job zoning them off. There's no way they can enter this fight, and so Oriana's
unsatisfied with the ultimate, trying to save his jungler. All right, the ultimate from Ornn doesn't land, but we do have Celsius still continuing to try to go in.
Bunch of flashes going out. We're gonna have to see Rise back, and if that happens, if Ball State knows that, they're gonna take the Baron.
Yeah, and here it is. I mean, and there's not really a whole lot that Michigan State University can do for it right now. They do have that Ocean Drag, which seems to be kind of working itself in right now. Ooh, looks like BSU attempting to turn onto MSU right now. They did have to back off the Baron. They couldn't quite do it right now. There was too much threat. Oh, wow. Jupiter Jugs trying to take a trade onto Celsius. Doesn't end up finding anything for himself, but they do stop the Baron, and that in itself is a huge boon for the side of Michigan State.
MSU trying to play aggressive. I honestly don't think that they'll be able to fight that, and I'm very worried that they're going to pick fights that they shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of the same feeling. Right now, part of the problem that's been happening, right, when they start off these really small skirmishes, they don't have all 5 members. Right,
and
they're picking...
They let, particularly they let Dreyer get into a position where he can zone off the members when they do arrive. That's been a pattern that I've seen in these fights, and I'm thoroughly expecting that to happen again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We really should mention more Lodebach and his ability to hit these ultimates that are doing so much. These shockwaves that he's throwing out are able to catch 2 and 3 members consistently every time he throws them out, effectively allowing his team to either disengage or re-engage onto Michigan State.
So
once
far,
the members have been taken fairly low.
So far, I've only seen him land 1 shockwave on a single person, and that was to disengage a Thresh from his Renekton. And so, you know, it's... Besides that, though, it's been 2 or 3 people. It's been people that have been trying to get onto the back line, and he's able to get all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, all right. So Earthquake being traded over to MSU. Meanwhile, BSU is posturing for this Baron. They don't know if they should take it, though, because they know that there's... Oh, they have no idea that there's some vision from Michigan State. King's coming out from Michigan State as they start running over there. Running over to the Baron pit, trying to make sure they can stop. Call of the Forge God coming out. Will end up going wide. All right, Flag Drag coming out. Won't end up finding anybody. Oh, wow. Cheney pinned in with 3 members. Looks like Cherry Pops does end up taking down Serotonin. Now, Jupiter Jugs using the ultimate onto Roger, trying to keep him alive. The ultimate coming out from Unsatisfied. Meanwhile, in the background, we have Spooky Cherry Pops taking down Cheney. Wow, this is a bloodbath. Golden from Unsatisfied, trying to save himself for just a little while. Roger is still alive, but 4 members of BSU are alive, and even though they're not healthy, at least they're still awake. They'll end up turning onto this Baron, probably be able to take it here.
Consume is going to be all the tankiness they need. They're going to easily take this, and they're going to use it exactly.
Especially with, at this point, Dreyer's Nunu, the Consume is doing more damage than the Smite. So it doesn't even matter if there was a jungler there to contest
You can't contest the Nunu. You can't contest it.
There's no way. If you either take out the Nunu, or, I don't know, maybe just stuff something else in his mouth. I don't know. That's the only choices you got, though. Alright, well, the Earthdrake they ended up stopping that. MSU ended up stopping that earlier, but they're trying to rush it down now. Looks like there's going to be no response from BSU, who was just focusing on shoving lanes. Which is exactly what they should be doing this time. The Earthdrake, yeah, going over to MSU will help them out the next time that a Baron comes around, if they can stay alive that long.
Their next logical move would be to take bottom lane, but because everyone's already prepped up for top lane, they're going to be taking the red buff, and they're going to be trying to see if they can kill Shen very quickly.
Yeah, and they can they know that MSU was just a Dragon Pit, so they're either not looking so healthy or still on the bot side. So that's when you started seeing BSU posturing for this. Wow, a lot of damage coming down onto Cheney just from Cherry Pop's auto attacks. Alright,
no way
this tower should be
There's no way to pull an
time.
anti-siege. They're just going to let Ball State push this stuff down.
The only way that you take down a Tristana and, you know, this particular comp from burning down your Tyros this fast is by a straight, just with a straight all-in comp.
But right now, you've got the Orianna. Orianna's ball
Yeah.
is put in such a way that there's no way for them to defend properly against this.
And that is part of the problem here. Cheney being taken fairly low. The ultimate coming
Orianna
in.
coming in.
Dreyer looks like 2 members of MSU going down. Jupiter Jug's still up, trying to do something, ended up falling as well. Cherry Pops jumps over, pops Roger, now unsatisfied, going golden yet again in a feeble attempt to save himself, but he won't be getting out of this one. That is an inhibitor for the side of BSU, and could even be game here.
There's nothing in the way to stop Tristana from walking over the team, and so she just does. She's just outputting an incredible amount of DPS with 3 items.
And here is game. Wow, beautifully executed from the side of BSU. Congratulations on your 2 wins tonight. You guys earned it. MSU put up one heck of a fight, but in the end just weren't able to save off Cherry Pops and that Pop and Tristana.
And what do you think? I think that second game definitely goes to both Cherry Pops and Dreyer. Cherry Pops did a great job doing DPS as an AD carry, and then Dreyer just had fantastic ults. Whereas last game, Orianna was setting up for the Zac. This game, Nunu was setting up for the Orianna. He sectioned off people so that she could just consistently land the ult. And while everyone was focused on, we gotta get rid of the Orianna, this is the same Orianna that was destroying us last game. They're like, they're not even realizing that the Tristana's coming in and is outputting this incredible amount of DPS, and that's just tearing right through them.
And that's the thing, he's been doing that since last game, you know? Like, I was really impressed.
To the Xayah.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's actually something that Cherry Pops has been doing very well, is staying healthy in these lanes where he's in unfavorable matchups. Being able to stay back and stay healthy, just stay with Spooky, keep healed up, make sure Spooky's able to apply those shields and everything. And then transitioning once he's made a decent amount of gold, once Dreyer has created favorable conditions across the map, then they go in, then they start taking the advantages that they've got. You know,
we'll look forward to seeing him as well as the rest of these guys next week. Until then, we're out.
Good night, guys.